Hey everyone, Eggman here with another video, and the Battle Spirit Saga website just got updated with information about their store tournaments that will be happening for the next couple of months, from May to July 2023, including the format, which is best of one with 35 minutes, which is quite interesting there, and then also compared to like with best of three that we have in like the traditional like larger events, and then also the participation and winner packs that we're getting from these as well, which are tournament legal from May 1st, which is impactful since we do have our first event this upcoming month, so the May 5th 6th weekend. So some of these cards might actually be kind of impactful if you need to try to do well for these events. I think the winner packs are just the alt arts of some cards in this, so should be interesting. But we're gonna go over my thoughts on the cards. Each color gets 2 cards, which is a good amount there, and pretty much just support to each kind of some of the archetypes that kind of already exist. So we're just gonna go over the cards one by one, starting off with the Comet Dragon Sun Grazer. So this is a Star Dragon. It is a 5 cost with 2 reduction for red. When summoned, all of your spirits gain plus 2k BP for any one of your levels, and also for level 2 or 3 during your attack step, if the spirit has a soul core on it, draw a card when you reduce one of your opponent's cores to 0 with an awaken effect, or one of your spirits course 0. So interesting here. Awaken I think is probably one of the weakest keywords in the game right now, and Star Dragons traditionally don't run a lot of Star Dragons either, and the fact that it's like a 5 is like almost like a slap in the face. The fact that, you know, you need the 6 to go into your big play, but it's fine for what it is. I don't think, like, even with Big Bang, I don't know. This is fine. If you want to do like an awakened version of it, this is probably a good card for it. Being able to, you know, awaken over your cores, get rid of a card that was maybe going to lose in battle anyways, and it's only during your attack step too, but being able to draw a card is kind of nice. So, and I mean, I think if you, they have this effect too, because if you have 2 on your effect, like, you'd be able to switch the soul core back and forth between the 2, and but that's why it has to reduce yours to 0. So but interesting card. I don't think this is really impactful for what it is, but it is very interesting for what it is. All right, next up we have Swordosaurus. I guess better than Stegosaurus, but when this spirit attacks, you get plus 2k BP, which means that it's a 5k for 1, which on level 1, which is quite strong for it too, which also means for 2 cores you are a 6k, which is again great. And Pterosaur being able to be kind of like an aggressive deck where a lot of your cards just have larger than average BP is great, and the fact that it is a Pterosaurus for your Giganorex is great too. But also during your attack step for level 2 and 3, refresh the spirit when one of your other Pterosaur spirits is blocked. So that's even great too. So you attack with this first, which means that your opponent pretty much has to block this attack, which is going to be probably higher than average based on it. And then if not, then if you attack with something smaller or something, or if you attack with literally anything else and they block it, you get to attack with this guy again. So this honestly seems like a really great card for Pterosaur. I think it can find some spots for what you need it. I don't know if it's 100% necessary for the deck to do well, but I think it's definitely a card that you consider, if not run a couple copies of, just for the power, and it's really obnoxious too based on how the level 2 effect is, and especially since level 2 is only 2 cores. It's great. It's only 2 reductions for a 4, so it's a little costly for what most Pterosaurs kind of cost for, but I think just for a card that has the name Pterosaur in it, it's a really strong card for the archetype. So there is Swordosaur there. Going into purple, we have Blacklance. So it has Curse on all levels. It's also a 6 cost, but it has 4 reduction, which is not too bad for what it is. And then also, if you summon it with level 2 or 3, you get to draw 2 whole cards. So I think this is, I don't know really how I feel about this. It is a serpent, which is great. The fact that you do get the reduction is great too. And drawing 2 cards is fantastic. It is a level 2, so you have to put 3 cores on this, which is maybe a little bit tricky based on how it is. I play a lot of purple, and it's sometimes a little hard to have enough purple cards on the board. And our Nexuses, because a lot of decks already have a lot of Nexus destruction too, so it might be a little bit costly for what it is. I would almost want it to be like a 5 cost with 3 reductions anyways, but the fact like a lot of other decks could maybe tech this in for drawing 2 for what, 9, it would have to be 9 cores is quite a lot. So I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm not impressed with it yet. If you guys have a combo with it or are feeling elsewise, let me know, but not immediately impressed with this one quite yet, so we'll have to see. We also have Crimson Mail, so it's a 3 with 1 reduction. When someone select one of your spirits, you may destroy it to select one of your opponent's spirits, remove a core from it, and place it into their reserve. So This one's okay. It's a 1-for-1 in a lot of ways. If you can remove a core from it, so the core removal does work well. The fact that you get destruction of your own cards kind of works well with purple too. So it's something that you'd kind of have to build around, but also it's good for getting rid of like a Beldegor or making sure that it's in your trash. So it's an interesting card. I think it's cool for what it is, and I'll have to see if there's any more synergies for it. But it's probably okay. It's probably okay for what it is. Not amazing, but probably okay. Then we have D08 Axbiter. So it's an armor for purple and yellow for level 1, and then also has level 2. So neither this card nor any white Nexus with a soul core on it can be destroyed by your opponent's destruction effects or as a result of battle, and they cannot have their cores removed by your opponent's effects. So like this is a really card, a really good card. And the fact like if you just put this down, you can't be destroyed by battle or anything. Like this card just gets pretty much irremovable. It also has like protection against purple, and like I honestly don't know how you get rid of this guy once you play it. Like it seems really great because you can't. It just seems like to stick on the board. And so let me know if there's something in the comments I'm really missing with this, or if I'm reading this wrong. But you just put a soul core on it, or you don't even need the soul core on it. You put 3 cores on this. You have it out there. It's like this permanently cannot be destroyed by literally anything. It can be returned to hand, I think, is the only way to really get rid of this guy. And then also you can protect a Nexus with it as well. So it's only Nexuses. It's not like the Handmaiden where it's another card, like another spirit with it. But this seems really good. This seems like a really good card. Like way better than like pretty much anything else we've really seen, but I could be wrong there. Let me know. Then we also have Black Jaguar. So it's a 5 cost with 3 reduction. When summoned for level 1 and 2, select 2 of your opponent's spirits with 2k or fewer BP and return them to bottom of your deck. So that's actually pretty great. Just on board play for this too. Also, I forgot, this is a mecha, which is important too. And this is a Machine Beast, which is also a pretty good tag in white. But then also, during your opponent's attack step, refresh the spirit whenever your opponent draws a card. So that kind of shows up, but just being able to be like a Machine Beast that lets you get rid of 2 things with 2k or fewer. I think there's a lot of cards that this hits, so like that's really great here, and that should be a thing. Also, you can get rid of this card by like reducing like its power, but also its protection against yellow. So like I don't understand like the armor for this. This seems like a stupid card. I'll say it. It seems like a stupid good card for white. I think it's, maybe I'm overestimating it, but it seems really great. All right, going back to yellow now. These are last 2 cards for it. We have War Angel, Mace Knight. So for during your attack step, when an opponent's spirit is destroyed via reducing its BP to 0, you can treat this as a level 3 for your turn. And then Luster, when this battle ends, return all your magic cards from your hand to your hand that you use for battle. So this is honestly pretty good for kind of like the Luster mechanic. I think like Luster is going to be something that gets more and more powerful as time goes on. So obviously like the meta is like you attack with this and then you use like one of your magic cards to reduce it by 0. This becomes a level 3. So not only is it a 6k, but now you have Luster, which means you get the magic card you get back. So if you get this set up, this seems like really strong for what it is. Being able to get time to set up might be a little bit tricky for it, but again, I think yellow, like Luster can really take off if they're not careful with it. I'm not sure if this tips the scales for that quite yet, but it is something I think you definitely run in your Luster decks. And then lastly, we have Dual Eagle, which is probably my favorite card in this. Maybe not the best card, but one of my favorites. So it is a Fable Beast, which is great for yellow. It's a 5 cost with 3 reductions and has, when the spirit attacks, it's level 2 and 3, which thinks that's not level 1, but it's 2 cores for level 2, so that's not too bad. It's blessed, so place a core from the void into your life when the spirit attacks, reduces your opponent's life, so it gets a heal, which technically means you get a ramp too, which is great. And then also during your attack step, your spirits with bless cannot be blocked by your opponent's spirits with that are level 1. So, which if you give this thing 3 cores, then you can just attack with it for free. Your opponent can't block it with level 1s, and that just means that you get like a free heal, and then you also get to with ramp and everything. So that honestly seems pretty good for Fable Beast. Fable Beast honestly just needs better cards that have the tag Fable Beast to just play in the deck. And I think this is something that's good for the deck, and I'm looking forward to experimenting with this in my Fable Beast decks as well. So But that is it. If I was going to say like the best cards for these, I would probably say it's Axbiter. I like Dual Eagle as well, and Swordosaurus is probably going to see some play in Pterosaur as well. But that is going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what cards you're excited for, what cards I either over or underestimated, and good luck in your future store tournaments as well. So again, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.
Damn it. Damn it.